Oh my God.
You think she won't get together?
Huh?
I know she would get
She would
together.
get everybody together.
From the head, starting from the head.
Yes. Oh my God.
Y'all choose which one's the head, Keith or Bart.
I ain't got no time because Yana will break it down. She be like, Barbara, don't play no games with me. Anyway, let me get.
And Barbara, you need to get the fuck up when you
okay.
Talk to somebody.
She is playing. What's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with a new video. I hope you guys had a great week. I'm enjoying my week. I feel like I'm at 90%. The reason why y'all didn't get a green screen video on Monday is because I started having pains and I couldn't sit here and do all of that, so I just simply edited the video and threw it up. But I do say thank you to those that watched it and enjoyed it. I mean, those comments were off the chain.
They were good?
They were good.
What were we talking about?
We talked about the Grammy situation. They wanted to talk about the Grammys and Adele and Beyonce. And I really loved the comment where they was like, no, the real travesty of the Grammys is about Rihanna. It's not about Beyonce. You know, so I really agree with that because I feel like Anti deserved the Grammy because that was totally different for Rihanna, and I'm proud of that work, and I hope that she continues to make better music as well. If you're a first-time watcher to the Scriptman Show, please make sure that you click that subscribe button. Also, please share our video to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Lipstick Alley, or wherever you choose to share our video. So some big news came out. It's not really big news, but some news came out 2 days ago where Carlos Santana was being interviewed. And the topic of discussion was Adele winning Album of the Year over Beyonce. And he was saying that Adele is a great singer. Beyonce can sing, but she can't sing. Beyonce is more of like a model singer. And I'm paraphrasing, he was saying like she needs a bunch of prop, like her dancers and a bunch of things.
Let's not paraphrase. I don't want to paraphrase. I want to get exactly what he said. Oh, you have it up? Can you?
Yeah, I have it. All right, cool.
Because I didn't know, if I known that you were going to start the video off with that, I would have had it up.
Because that other nonsense we can wait for later.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay, no, I found it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, here it is. Carlos Santana is sorry, sort of. The Rocker 69 took to Facebook Tuesday, February 14 to explain his earlier remarks that Beyonce lost to Adele in several categories, including Album of the Year at the 59th Grammy Awards, because she's not a singer. His note, however, stopped short of an outright apology. Okay, so that's the apology, but what he said was, in an interview with the Australian Associated Press, he said, I think that Adele won because she can sing. With all respect to our sister Beyonce, Beyonce is very beautiful to look at, and it's more like modeling kind of music. Music to model a dress. She's not a singer, with all respect to her. So then there was a big mind you, there was a big backlash. Of course there was, because
anytime you talk about Beyonce in a negative light,
and not even necessarily anytime you talk about Beyonce in a negative light. I think it's anytime a celebrity talks about her in a negative light, which we've spoken on our show. When you are in the same, you should keep to yourself. But I digress. He went on to say in an apology of some sort. He said, he posted on Facebook, I would like to clarify a comment that was reported when I was doing an interview for some upcoming shows in Australia and in New Zealand. My intent was to congratulate Adele on her amazing night at the Grammys. My comment about Beyonce was regretfully taken out of context. I have the utmost respect for her as an artist and a person. She deserves all the accolades that come her way. I wish Beyonce and her family all the best. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, wow, I can't really believe that Carlos Santana doesn't... never mind the whole Grammy thing. I was like, wow, he really doesn't think Beyonce can sing. So then I thought about it. I was like, wait, but this is the same Carlos Santana that back in 2003 had Beyonce performing with him at the Super Bowl. On stage, she was singing.
She performed at the Super Bowl in 2003?
With Carlos Santana standing right next to her. So anyway, I was like a little shocked because I said, wow, I didn't even know Carlos Santana felt that way about the same woman that he actually had on stage with him performing and singing. But then I started really thinking about it, and I was like, but the Grammy Award for Album of the Year wasn't even totally about you singing. It was about your album. So to say that she's not a real singer and therefore that's why she lost to Adele, who is a real singer. So I wonder, how does he feel about Taylor Swift and all those other non-singers who lost? Does he think that they can sing better than Beyonce and that's why they won? Like, I was a little confused by his comments.
Yeah, and I was actually looking at, for some reason, I kept looking at a bunch of albums that won Album of the Year. Because, you know, Solange had something to say. She said only 2 winners.
I'm sorry, that was the Super Bowl pregame. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, because I was like, I don't...
Yeah.
But, you know, Solange had something to say about Beyonce not winning those Grammys and stuff like that. I really did a bunch of research on the winners. I looked at, like, who produced the album. I looked at the writing and all of that stuff. And what I found was that a lot of these winners, they be writing their own music. They might, or it be like the writer, it'd be only like a couple writers on their songs. When you look at Beyonce's stuff, it has a bunch of people, maybe because she sampled the music and stuff, I don't know. But, you know, I'm just like, well, maybe that's why she didn't win, because she has this whole team around her. And what I was thinking to myself is maybe she should not get the songs from other people. Maybe she should sit her ass in the studio and write all of these songs on how she feel. Because, like, every time you looked at a song, this person, like, I wrote this song this way. Like, no. Stop getting songs from everybody. Get your own shit. Not in that
right. No,
but you know what I'm saying? Like, get your, like, she knows exactly what she wants to her message, and she knows what she wants.
So write it down yourself.
Because
you are no stranger to writing music.
The fans don't care about all of that stuff. But I think when it comes to those voters and stuff, I think that's why they do the voting. Like when she lost to Beck, we learned that Beck played all the fucking instruments, wrote the music, produced it. He had his hand in everything. And we all went crazy, and we never looked at listened to his album. But then when I looked at his reviews, he had all of these A's going down, like up and down. Like, but Beck is not somebody that we listen to, so we like, how the fuck did that happen?
But I mean, I understand what you're saying in regards to writing your own music. But then I feel like, well, why is it that somebody who writes their own music is considered to be better than me getting somebody to write it for me?
Because it's their feelings being...
Yeah, but because that's your feelings being conveyed on the song does not necessarily mean that your song is better than mine. Like, I don't get that. Like, there's a lot of Mariah Carey songs that she writes herself, all her songs that
she writes all her songs.
Like some of her songs that I would be like, I don't think that's better than an Adele song. Or is it because she wrote it? I understand what you're saying, but then I don't understand because I'm thinking like, well, because she lost Album of the Year simply because majority of her songs she didn't write herself, so therefore maybe she should start writing her own songs and then she could.
I don't know, or maybe if she didn't sample. I don't listen. I'm not in the agreement. These are things that I was thinking because I was looking at all of those winners, all of them, and I just couldn't. And then I was looking at Solange. She said only 2 people won in 20 years. That's not true. She deleted the tweet. Only 2 black singers won Album of the Year in the past 20 years.
How many won in the past 20 years?
At least 7.
7.
At least 7. And then some black people that's on albums that had something to do with writing or producing, they have won. Like Pharrell, even though when Daft Punk won Album of the Year, Pharrell also won a Grammy for Album of the Year. So it's people winning. You know, I don't know. But when it comes to Carlos Santana, I definitely understood what he was trying to say. What he was trying to say is Beyonce is an entertainer. Adele is a singer. What Adele does is stand there and sing. With Beyonce, she has a bunch of dancers, but I would never say it's a model. That's what I don't like. He said that she's more of a model. Beyonce, when it comes to Beyonce and putting on the show, you know Beyonce is going to kill it. And you know that vocally she's on point too. So I don't understand that part.
I just think that I feel like and like I said on my Instagram, I don't have the energy to go in on Carlos Santana. I feel like those days are kind of over for me, even though sometimes they do pop up. But I think that Carlos Santana, Carlos Santana said how he felt and he meant what he said. That's how he feels and he meant it. The only reason why he came back with this half-assed apology was because of the backlash he received. Had there not been a backlash, he wouldn't have came back with no apology. That's how Carlos Santana felt. And I think Carlos Santana probably was upset like a lot of other people, but they didn't vocally say it. I think he was upset that Adele, every time she won, she was giving praise to Beyonce. But she was giving praise to Beyonce because that's her idol. And she said it time and time again. But I think that Carlos Santana, in the back of his mind, he didn't like that she was doing that because he probably felt, like I said in our last video, take that moment out for yourself. There's no need for you to keep doing it. Even I felt like at some point, this is your moment, do your thing. But Carlos Santana said how he felt and he meant what he said. But I just think that if you are going to critique Beyonce or have any type of criticism behind her, I mean against her or towards her, fine. But let it be something that somebody can say, okay, I see what you're saying. You know, when it comes to writing the music and stuff like that, I see what you're saying. But when you simply say Beyonce can't sing and she's just a model singer. She doesn't sing the way Adele sings. It's like, I'm sorry, did we not just see her on stage at the Grammy with twins sitting on her lungs singing live? And women who pregnant women know it's hard to breathe when you're pregnant, let alone having twins inside of you. Hell, even when she won an award and she was sitting there, if you go back and listen to her when she won an award and she was making her acceptance speech and she kept taking those and I want to thank, like, you could hear it in her. Like, so I'm trying to figure out how did Carlos Santana, what was Carlos Santana, or maybe he missed her performance when she performed, and that's why.
Maybe he was just giving her his opinion on just her winning. I don't know, but I don't know.
What he said about Adele winning didn't even, I felt like what he said about her winning didn't even have anything to do with the whole category of album of the year. He just was critiquing their vocal styles. And I felt like what you're comparing, you're comparing apples to oranges, because if you would have said that you felt like 25 was a better album because of the song choices and lyrically, fine. But you simply said that Adele won because she sings better than Beyonce, when winning album of the year has nothing to do with who sings better than who, because Taylor Swift don't sing better than Beyonce, and didn't she win album of the year one year? Twice. So then I didn't understand what Carlos Santana, no, I knew what he was saying. He knew what he was saying too.
Taylor got some good music though.
She has some good music.
I don't buy her shit, but
Carlos Santana said.
Exactly.
He said that Adele won album of the year because she sings better than Beyonce. That's what he said.
And another thing. And
that's not why you win album of the year.
When Kendrick Lamar lost, that's another Grammy that he should have won when he lost to Taylor Swift. Because I don't listen to rap music, but I looked at his ratings versus hers. He had like a 92% and she had an 80%.
But you know what I feel?
So it make you, hold on,
go ahead.
It just make you think like, these Grammy voters, do they really listen?
No.
Or do they vote
because these
on
Grammy voters are old white men and women. First of all, Kendrick Lamar and Beyonce's Lemonade, both of their albums are geared towards a certain audience. Let's be clear about that. Adele made it very clear in her acceptance speech that Beyonce's Lemonade really resonated with her black friends, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. With her black friends. We all know that Lemonade was mostly geared to black women. While it was something for women of all ages and color, it was mostly geared to black women. And it was pro-black woman, it was pro-black, and it was anti-anything against black. Not anti-white, but anything anti-black. That's what it was. But the problem was, there were many people in this country all throughout 2016 that just could not handle Lemonade. They couldn't handle the message. They couldn't handle who it was coming from, a strong black woman. They couldn't handle any of that. That's why you had so many people talking about, we're going to boycott this and we're going to boycott that. We had an entire police department in Florida saying that they were going to boycott protecting Beyonce at her own concert. An entire police department made up of mostly what? White men. This is why artists like Kendrick Lamar and Beyonce lost album of the year, because their music does not touch those old white men and women that vote in the Grammys. Now, of course, you got some blacks that vote Grammys, but I'm sure you got more whites than you do blacks voting when it comes to these Grammys.
Oh yeah, of course.
Definitely.
And they have 14,000
Those old white men don't know shit about Lemonade. They don't know shit about Formation. They don't know shit about Love Drought. They don't know shit about any of that. Okay? They know who Beyonce is. Of course they know who Beyonce is, but they don't know anything about her and her music. That's why Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar lost. Anytime Kendrick Lamar loses to Taylor fucking Swift, come on, let's be for real. Come on. We all know what it is. It's just that not many of us are calling a thing, like Yannick Van Zant says. And the fact that Adele knew what it was as well, and she called it out. She called it out on stage, and she called it out in the press room at the back of the Grammy, saying, what is it that Beyonce has to do to win a Grammy?
She said that?
Yes, and I watched the entire video. She said, what is it that Beyonce has to do to win a Grammy? And she broke it down. When I first found out, and mind you, her whole interview in the press thing was
all about Beyonce?
Most of it was geared towards Beyonce. Like, Adele was really upset, and she took her anger to the back. It was like, listen, I first heard, she said, I was introduced to Beyonce by my friends some years ago when I was in school. She said, we were going to do this assembly, and she was like, we were going to perform a Spice Girls song. But she said, one of her friends said, have you heard this song? No, no, no. She said, no, I never heard it. So she said she heard it, and she said she listened to it. Well, we got to remember, some of them, just like some of us don't know a lot of them over there. So she said no. So she said her friend let her listen to it, and she said that later on that day, her mom's boyfriend at the time, she had her mom's boyfriend at the time look up, who she was. And she said from then on, she just started following Beyonce and following Destiny's Child. She said, I love Destiny's Child, but Beyonce was the one that really stuck out to me. And she said her music really got me through to where I am today as an artist. And she ended it like, I don't understand, what is it that Beyonce has to do to win Album of the Year? But she made it very plain. Adele gets it. She gets it very well. You know what it is? Like I said, these old white men and women, the Grammy voters, they don't know shit about Kendrick Lamar's music or his album, and they don't know shit about Lemonade. All they know about is Crazy in Love and Single Ladies. That's it. Something like Formation and all that other, they don't know nothing about that because they can't relate or connect to it.
Well, I know one thing. She got to make an album so good that they won't be able to deny it the next time. And I don't want them to give it to her just because she's Beyonce.
But you know what I thought about, and I had this conversation at my job the other day with one of the nurses, and I said to them, I said, you know what? I feel like now, as much as I love these awards and I love for artists and actors or whatever to be awarded, I feel like this right here should open Beyonce's eyes up. It should open her eyes and the people who work on her team their eyes up and say, you know what? Stop relying on these white shows to give you these accolades. You need to start going to Soul Train. You need to start going to the NAACP Award. Start going back to these shows. Because the last time I remember Beyonce at the NAACP Awards, which I may be wrong, but the last time I saw her was Halo, and that was in 2009. That was the last time I saw her there when she performed. And this is 2017. That was 8 years ago. Like, it's time, high time for Beyonce. And what, in the past 8 years, she's come out with what, 3 albums since then? Yeah, since that Halo album, and then the other, I think
4. She has 3. 4 Beyonce and Lemonade.
Lemonade. Yeah, like come on, like it's time, like because what's gonna happen is we're gonna always set our hopes up high on these Grammys, and they're gonna just keep disappointing us.
Yeah, but I want people to know that a Grammy does not define your career.
No, it doesn't.
Because you got people like Diana Ross, who is a freaking music icon.
And they never won one.
None. 0.
Not one.
But we all know the impact of Diana Ross.
But you know what? It's so funny. I like how you say a Grammy doesn't define your career, and it doesn't. I would rather a black artist say, a Grammy doesn't define my career, but a Soul Train or NAACP award does define my career. Why it defines my career? Because it means that I'm being awarded by my peers and my community, the black community. I would rather them say something like that. And it may not go well with a lot of white people, but at least we know that you ain't forgot where the hell you came from.
Yep. And I love that message that I believe his name is Kofi Cerebro. I can't remember his name, but I know his name is Ralph Angel on
come on, Ralph.
oh my God, what's the name of the damn show? Queen Sugar. He was just saying like how black women I want to get it right. He put out an important message on why he support black women. I can't think of it right now, but it was.
I saw
it was really
and
good.
Somebody left a comment.
It was very powerful.
Yes.
So y'all can check that out. Now, you guys have been asking us about this, these two people that were talking about their relationship. And this hashtag #HurtBay was just really big on Twitter. And I had a chance to watch this video with Mikkel. It's 6 minutes and 45 minutes long, where these two people, they talked about what happened in their relationship. They talked about the good, the bad, and basically the future. Not of their relationship, but more like of now their friendship. And as I was watching this video, when she was discussing like, oh my, I had to keep checking your phone, and I had to keep looking at this, and I would see pictures, and I would see girls, and I would see, once she started talking about all of that stuff, you know that the trust in that relationship is broken. If you have to keep doing that to make sure that your significant other isn't cheating on you, why would you even stay in that relationship? And she kept saying, I don't know, I just couldn't trust you at that time.
She loves being an idiot.
Yeah. I feel like you shouldn't have to do that. And then she asked him how many times did he cheat. And he said, I don't know, I never counted. She got up, and I bust out laughing. Because Mikkel kept saying, he was cheating on her the whole time. He was cheating on her the whole time.
The whole time. Hello.
Yeah, he was cheating on her the whole time. And she said, I stayed because I loved you, or something like that.
You stayed because you're an idiot.
I just think that it's too many diseases out here for your man to be cheating on you, and for you to just keep allowing this to happen to you, because what if one day you get something that you can't cure?
Especially when you see, when you're coming across, when you're finding the proof in his phone, you know, like you say, you're finding it, and you're saying, oh, no, see, this is why he's cheating on you. Because you're finding the proof, and then you're settling for the proof, and you're settling for his actions, so therefore it's like,
It's okay.
it's just like a child. If you catch a child doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, and you don't reprimand them for doing it, they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep doing it in your face.
Yes.
Because you're not telling them, no, don't do that. Simple as that. If you take that child's hand and you say, or if you take them and say, don't do it, and they still do it, and you take their hand and you go on their hand, they won't do it again.
You gotta nip it in the bud the first time.
You nip it in the bud the first time. If you don't nip it in the bud the first time, then, you know.
Because, I mean, some relationships don't have to end just because someone cheated right away.
No.
And I don't know if what I would do is actually, like, if it happened right there to me. Because we all say, oh, no, no, bitch. But based on how many years and all the time and everything, we don't know that. We just say, oh, get up and leave. No, sometimes relationships are broken, and the other person might go off and think that it's better with someone else by cheating, and it's not. It just made the situation worse. And they didn't have communication in their relationship, and they didn't have trust in their relationship. And I feel like those are the two things that keep a relationship going. If you feel some kind of way about something, you need to speak on it. If you feel like you can't trust, you need to speak on it. Because you don't have it. And you shouldn't have to be checking this Facebook, checking this DM. If you got to be detective, get the fuck out.
My name is Mikkel, not Inspector Gadget. Now, I'll be Inspector Gadget in your relationship, but I ain't playing Inspector Gadget in mine. Because if I have to become Inspector Gadget in my own relationship, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And if you call me for yours, I'll do it. But I won't do it in mine. Because once I see something going on, and like you said, you don't always leave the first time. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Let's just say I decided to stay after I found my significant other cheating. That will be the time where I say, you know what? I caught you cheating. We're going to work this out, and we're going to keep it going. But my guard is going to be
okay
from there on out until I feel comfortable enough to say, okay, I'm going to start letting my guard down, because now I trust you and I can. But once my guard's going to be up. It's going to be up. But what I will not do is be made a fool of, and I will not go out there and start doing stupid, goofy stuff to find out if you cheat. I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to do that. Because the next time it comes to me that you're cheating, then I'm leaving. It's that simple. It's that simple.
But I mean, I can't believe she had all that proof in her face.
It's that simple.
Because I love you. And they were a nice looking couple too.
My girlfriend, Juicy Anna, shout out to Anna Marie. Juicy Anna on
yes, from Seattle.
Yes, you know, I just used to love her videos. On when she used to make her videos, the old videos that she used to make. Oh, I used to love them. I think that was like the only videos I used to watch on YouTube at the time. Like, I used to love her. Because she was always delivering her shit in a serious but hilarious kind of way. Like, she was dead serious, but it always came out funny. And there was one video that she did a long time ago where she said, "You fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, there won't be a second time." That's like, oh, that's right. She stopped it right there. Won't be a second time. Because we're not playing that second time game. Because then you keep fooling me, then it's going to be like, yeah, I'm just letting you play in my face. And I can't let you play in my face outside of the bedroom. And you can take that how you want.
What you mean take that?
I can't let you play in my face outside of the bedroom. Catch on.
Yeah, I ain't get it the first time.
Oh my God.
ABC.
What's ABC?
ABC the network now has their first I can't even get it out because it's so laughable. The first black Bachelorette. And guess what? I don't care. But you guys said you need to discuss it. I just feel like this show has been on for a good 12, 13 years. So that means they have about a good 20-something seasons of this show.
But ABC didn't have the first black Bachelorette.
No, because Omarosa was actually the first black Bachelorette.
I thought Tiffany Pollard was VH1.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
New York.
I'm talking about for their franchise of the show. Why did it take so many years? I mean, over a decade, for you guys to say, you know what? Let's have our first black this. Because I mean, your show is full of black women. Like ABC, you got Tracy Ellis Ross, you got Kerry Washington, you have Viola Davis. Like y'all got a bunch of things going on your network. Y'all talk about diverse and things like that. But why did it take so long for you guys to say, hey, let's have the first black Bachelorette? I can't say it. I can't. The first black dating host or whatever. I'm just ABC. Y'all should have been did better. And y'all need a black bachelor. And then since y'all did one, y'all gonna do the other.
You know what? To be honest with you, they don't need no black bachelor because I don't watch neither one of them.
No, I don't watch it at all. But maybe they probably want to expand their viewership.
I felt like the first Bachelor was Flavor Flav and the first Bachelorette was Omarosa. I mean, New York.
New York.
Yes.
And those were
for me
the good old days.
Those were the good old days
of reality television.
Okay.
I mean, there was not a Sunday
with the cheap
night
dresses.
Yes,
because those dresses were cheap that the girls used to wear.
Yes.
Straight out of Rainbow and Conway and
good.
Yeah, the storylines were good because it was stuff I couldn't imagine somebody doing on TV. When that girl stood in that fucking group line and shitted on herself.
Yes, something.
Shit. Kevin.
She got eliminated that same night.
She should have. She didn't even. What did she eat?
I don't know.
And that means that she didn't have no panties on.
Oh my God.
Hit
I'm getting chills because I remember that.
Can you remember that?
Yes, I miss my
and everybody was
early
standing
20s.
there and they showed her face looking stupid, but your camera never went down on the shit, did it?
No, I thought she ran off and
she
was
did
like,
run off after she shit.
She was trying to keep it
They
together.
kept saying, what is that smell?
Hey, baby. Babe, you should have took a shit before you went down for the confession, because I know there was a whole lot of time before you came down.
And it was a whole lot of rumbling and grumbling in her stomach. And you stand in that line and take a shit. You should have asked them, can you pause this camera real quick? Because I have to go to the bathroom.
I'm glad I don't remember what she looked like, because most of them look different anyway. But those were mine. Man, New York, there has never been a reality show person better than Miss New York. And she had to come, yes, and girl, and twirl. She was just crazy ass New York.
It's a crazy ass thing. And with her crazy ass mother. When that guy's mom told his mom at that, I will never forget that episode. When that guy's mom told New York's mom that that she looked like a transvestite at that dinner table.
Yes. What was it true?
Where was the line?
I miss
At that table. That's when you knew this is a real show. Because there's no way you gonna tell somebody that and his mom was dead serious. She told her, you look like a transvestite.
Okay.
And she did.
Baby, Sister Patterson. Shout out to Sister Patterson.
Baby.
Wait, but what about that time when New York got eliminated? She's like, does it look like I give a damn because I don't?
Because I don't. Does it look like I give a damn? Because I don't.
Bitch, they had the thunder, lightning, the rain coming down. She got in that fucking limo
and was mad.
Broke down crying. Okay?
Does it look like I got dance? Because I don't.
Really?
You gonna open the same book? Because it look like I give a damn? Because I don't. Yeah, it does. It does look like you give a damn. But she did that real smooth. Does it look like I give a damn?
Because I don't.
I'm about to post that and say, name that line. Name that show.
Oh, my throat hurts. I shouldn't have said that. So we're going to end this with, oh yeah, today is a day without immigrants day, and the stores in my neighborhood are closed. And the message
because it ain't nothing. Be quiet.
Oh, don't do that. They closed because they wanted to let everybody know that
they are illegal.
You tried.
That's just called a thing. And I ain't mad at them at all.
They ain't quick because they don't show up because they're not legal. They did it in support of those who are in here illegally. And for those that hate on the immigrants, to show you that we mean something to America too. And I mean, when you need something, I just go next door, go down the street. Bitch, all of them closed. If I want something, I gotta go to the market, and that's about 10 blocks away. And Mikhail dropped me off at this. And
no, I'm not dropping you off because I'm going home. I gotta go to the cleaners and drop my stuff off at the cleaner. I was about to not come here. I'm not really taking it. So I hope you don't get yourself ready. No, I'm not.
I'm get dressed.
You better call an Uber.
Well, I could, but...
And you are.
Nah, you going that way.
No, I'm not. I don't go to Broad Street when I go home. I don't go nowhere near Broad Street.
Where you go?
I go up Van Pelt Street. I make a left on Van Pelt. I don't live nowhere near Broad Street.
So yeah, today's the day without immigrants. Shout out to all of the immigrants who are here, legally and illegally. Because I mean, even though
they're here legally, I wouldn't call them an immigrant.
Well, no, if you come here from a different country.
Yeah, but I don't like using that word like immigrant.
Because you migrated from another country.
Yeah, but I don't like saying immigrant.
Right,
I think
so
we gotta have another name. Just say some people from a different country. I don't want to call them an immigrant.
They're immigrants.
I just feel like immigrant has a bad stigma to it. You know what I mean? Just like when they was calling them people refugees in New Orleans during Katrina. Well, they ain't refugees. They from this country.
Yeah, who was seeking refuge.
Yeah, but you don't call them refugees.
I get it.
And some news outlets apologized because they were saying it for days. And then black people got on their ass and was like, listen, stop calling them black people down there refugees, because they're not.
Call them survivors.
They are displaced people who lost their homes during the I ain't never heard a white person being called no damn refugee after a hurricane.
Or a looter.
At that.
Let me tell you something.
Or somebody who's using welfare for come up. And most of them are on welfare.
More than black people.
More than African.
And we are 13%.
And we are 13% of the population. So how is it more of us on it?
That's what they want you to believe.
That's what they want you to believe. That's what they tell you.
Yeah, but instead of saying illegal immigrant, you can say undocumented immigrants because there's no documentation for them.
Yeah, but I don't like... No, I'm not talking about the folks who are illegal. I'm talking about the ones who are legal. I don't want to call them an immigrant. Because can you imagine if I was at work and I called somebody who was a citizen of this country, but they weren't born here, they came from somewhere else, an immigrant? I'd probably be fired.
No, you shouldn't be.
Yeah, or I would be suspended.
Or you could say the Mexican or the Dominican.
So some people would get offended by that. Because I know a black person probably would get offensive if you said something like to the effect of, well, you know, your black ass needs to go back to Africa. And if I said something like, well, needs to go back to Saudi Arabia, that's offensive.
Well, I'm from here, So I mean, you can. I hate when people tell somebody to go back somewhere. Your people came here too, just like my people.
Okay.
But we didn't want to come here.
Because if you watch The Revenant,
the who?
in the beginning of The Revenant, the movie that Leonardo DiCaprio won that Oscar for last year.
Oh, I never watched it.
It's a good movie.
I heard he did a good job.
Oh, he did an excellent job.
That's
really
somebody
slow.
else that deserved the Oscar.
Yeah, he did.
And it took him a long time to get it.
It's a slow movie in the middle. Like the middle, it's really slow. It starts off good, but then it becomes really slow. It becomes slow after he gets attacked by the bear. It becomes real slow.
I remember you telling me I need to find it.
I have it. If you want to borrow it,
yes.
I do have it. Because I never returned it back to Redbox and they charged me for it. But it's mine now. But I do have it. But it gets really, really slow. I must warn you, it gets really slow. But it really is a good movie because it is based on a true story. Where you see how this man did all of this. Like he actually got back. He actually had to find his way back home by himself once his people left him stranded after being attacked by a fucking bear. He couldn't talk or anything. And he was badly attacked, but he was able to start crawling his way and then getting his stuff back on his foot. And he found help along the way, but it was like thousands and thousands of miles until he got back. And once they found, when he came back, after people was like, wait, but you were supposed to be dead, because they came back and told us you died.
Don't tell me the story.
That man
still alive?
This happened in the 1800s.
Oh, girl, well, she's big on. I'll tell you one thing that I was watching, which is good. It's on HBO, and if you look under Black History, you'll find it. There's a play, Lady Day at the Emerson Bar and Grill. It's Audrey McDonald playing. She was from Philly. Why did her name?
No.
Her name slipped my mind. She's a jazz singer. Oh my God. From Philly. Do you know any jazz singers from Philly?
Billie Holiday?
Yes, Billie Holiday. Damn. It is good.
Wait, what is it again?
Lady Day at Emerson Bar and Grill. And Audrey McDonald is freaking phenomenal. How she works the crowd, how she sings.
Is this a show?
It's a show. It's like the Broadway play.
Excuse me.
But she taped it somewhere else.
Where'd you see it at?
On HBO. Oh. It's under Black History on HBO. It is good. Now, I ain't watched the whole thing, of course, because I was tired. But it was good, and I'm going to watch it actually after we finish recording, because I want to finish watching it. But Audrey McDonald, she is just amazing, and she has more Tonys than anyone. I believe she has 6 Tony Awards. So you guys need to check that out.
Well, she's a great singer, Audrey McDonald.
Yes, and I mean the way she was singing like Billie Holiday, and the way she was speaking, she is. I wonder why she don't really do movies like that, because she will win up a whole bunch of shit. We talk about what's her name, Meryl Streep. Audrey McDonald, she's everything.
Maybe because I guess she probably sticks to her lane. Yeah, her lane. You know, and I mean, well, stage stage is more so her lane, and she probably is more comfortable in life, because you got to remember, working on stage and working on film is 2 totally different things. It's being on camera, and being on camera is totally different from being on a stage. And I think that a lot of people who do stage productions feel like they have more freedom than having to be on camera. You know what I mean? I think it's more freedom to being on stage, because it's being on camera, you gotta have your mark and you gotta have your cues. I mean, you have to have your mark and stuff on stage too, but I think it's just more of a, I don't know, but
you can have more fun on stage and add in lines probably too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Unless it's a film where you're just ad-libbing, and then unless it's a film where a particular scene is just you know, just ad-libbing. But then I like ad-libbing. I love ad-libbing, but I feel like I have not found the right person to ad-lib with. I feel like when you and I used to do those skits, I feel like you were good with the Kelly and Beyonce skits. I feel like you were good, and then at some points you kind of just was like, I don't know what to say next.
Yes.
Right. But see, me, I was like, I already knew what I was going to say, and I was like waiting for you, but yeah. I feel like I have to find that person that is going to be good from beginning to end, to the point where I'm like, damn, you were all in. Because I love ad-libbing.
Yeah. One of my favorite ad-lib shows is Curb Your Enthusiasm. Curb Your Enthusiasm. That show is hilarious, and it's coming back for one more season. So I can't wait for that to come back.
You know, I never saw Curb Your Enthusiasm, and we're about to finish this, but I just always remember that whole thing with Curb Your Enthusiasm when it was on the news. It solved a murder, a real life murder.
Really?
Yeah, I know some of y'all remember that. With Larry David, right? Mm-hmm. They had a scene, one season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. It was, they had a scene where they were like at a baseball game. I can't remember where I saw this at, but it was like one of those mystery shows, and there was a scene where they were at a baseball game, and come to find out, they were shooting at a real baseball game, but the camera was like kind of far back, but this was being shot, and the people around them didn't know that this was being shot because they were at a baseball game. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, come to find out, there was somebody who was killed, or there was an incident that happened, and one of the guys who was accused of committing this crime was actually seen in the shot of the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, and that was what helped him
get in trouble.
Wow. No, not get in trouble. Like it helped him because he had an alibi. Like, look, this is where I was, and not only here's the ticket, but I'm actually on fucking TV. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I cannot remember what that was. I'm about to see if I can find it, but I ain't.
Wow, who's that lady?
Billie Holiday. Wow. Hello.
I'm like, wait a minute, how you find that picture so quick? Oh yeah, so yeah, Curb Your Enthusiasm. HBO got all of their shows on demand, and Curb Your Enthusiasm is one you should definitely watch. Like that is it's hilarious.
It was back in 2007. Enthusiasm saves defendant wrongly accused of murder in case in 2004.
Wow, that was 12 years, 13 years
I forgot
ago.
what the hell I was watching, and I saw it, and I said, "Oh my God, this is so crazy!" And they were shooting this scene at the baseball game, and nobody at the baseball game knew that they were shooting this scene because it was so weird how they were doing it, and because it's a ad-lib show, and everybody around them was just enjoying this baseball game, but they were shooting the scene and nobody knew. And then this guy comes up of being accused of murder, and then he was like, "No, I was at the baseball game," and come to find out he was on TV. He really wasn't at the baseball game.
Well, I'm glad that it's saved.
I'm glad that is too.
Yeah, it's just crazy how people can say that, oh, you did it with no DNA and all of that stuff. Always have an alibi and always have your goddamn receipts. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And always have that lifeline call.
Yes.
Like How to Make a Million. You call that one person. They always say that if you had to call one person and they not answer the phone, and if they do answer the phone, you get killed, who would you call? And I always say my dad, because he never answers the phone. So that would be the person I call. Mm-hmm. My mom, I can't call her because she answers. Mm-hmm. And if she don't answer, she's calling you right back. Because she's newsy. She wants to know what's going on. But my dad,
never pick up.
He called me back one day. I called him earlier in the day because I think I told you the story. I'm about to tell y'all real quick and then we're done. Me and my mom had gotten into it on the phone. I got so upset with her. Mm-hmm. I told you the story? I got so upset with her that I called my dad. And I was calling my dad to tell him, listen, you need to get your wife now because she's getting on my nerves. But he never called me back. Well, he never answered the phone. So, of course, throughout the day, I was able to calm down. So later on that day, my phone rings and it's my dad. Mind you, this is probably like 6-7 hours later and it's my dad. And he's like, what's up? What's the matter? And I said, well, Dad. So then I explained the story to him. Mind you, I was calm. Then I got all mad again because I had to re-explain the story. So, I don't want to talk about it now.
You ain't going to get mad now.
No. But in any event, he basically was just like, listen, don't even... But I was upset. I wanted to tell him so bad, you didn't answer the damn phone when I called you earlier. And he was so excited to tell me yesterday. Guess what? I said, what? I opened up an account at your bank. Okay? It's not my bank. Everybody can bank there. He was like, yeah, I told the people, my son, no, he was like, the people asked me, do you know anybody who banks with us? And he was like, yeah, my son banks with y'all. And he was like, they looked you up, and they was like, yup, such and such. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. And I'm looking like, okay.
Why they look up all your...
Well, because I think he told them my name.
Did you get a credit?
I don't know if I get a credit.
Sometimes you get credit.
Yeah, because at my other bank, because I have two different banks, and at my other bank you do get a credit. But no, I should have. But I didn't know he was gonna do this because then I would have sent him to my other bank. But I wonder if I do. I'll find out. That's a good thing. But he was so excited to tell me. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. I had to stop him from getting scammed the other day too.
From getting what?
Scammed. He got this text message on his phone.
Ooh, they be working.
Yeah.
They are working.
My dad is 59. He'll be 60
Who is
in
about to
September.
stop?
Yeah, so, you know.
Who was it?
It was like from Lyft, but it was something where click on this link, and it was like basically if you click on this link, we can't say if your phone is going to be secure after you click. So I was like, Dad, don't click on that. Yeah. All he saw was you can make X amount of money by driving Lyft. I was like, yeah, I want to drive. You don't even know nothing about this. Give me your phone. He was like, I said, give me your phone. You don't know nothing about this. I feel like I'm becoming a parent.
Well,
it's like the older they get, the more they become dependent on you.
Well, that's how it's supposed to be. They take care of you.
And he kept looking at me like, why can't I do it? I said, Dad, listen to me. I'm not going to tell you no wrong. Okay. You don't want to do it. He said, oh, okay. I said, yeah, because it's going to be a thing. He said, oh, you sure? I said, Dad. He said, okay. It's fucking fine.
I tell you what, his dad can cook on that grill. He can cook on that grill.
He can cook on the stove, too.
I never had his food on the stove.
Yeah. But it was just like, come on, Dad, listen to me. He was just like, no, because I want to drive for Lyft. No, you don't. Give me this.
We're going to go. Y'all have a good weekend.
Hit us up and let us know if you have parents who are becoming to that age where they just... Now you're becoming...
Well, you know I know.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Don't do that. Okay?
Because your mother's a piece of work.